Hey folks, it's David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. Coming to you today with another video. This is a video about something that I have heard for the vast majority of my career. And it is a statement that I generally use for new officers. It is lead at your level. It sounds like it's negative, it sounds like it's derogatory, but it's really not. Basically, a dormitory officer leads the dorm. You're leading the inmates. You're leading at your level. You're leading the inmates to do what you need them to do. Make their beds. Make sure they're dressed and ready for count. Make sure that they're sitting up so that they can be counted and not moving all over the dormitory. Make sure that they know when it is time for that dorm to go to chow, so that they're afforded the opportunity to eat a meal. Make sure that they know when laundry call is, so that they can get their clothes washed so they don't walk around in dirty clothes. You're leading the inmate population in your dormitory. You are leading them in that you are teaching them. Yes, it sounds counterintuitive, okay? 21-year-old kid, I can call him a kid, I'm 50. 21-year-old kid coming fresh in off the street is going to have to eventually tell a 50-year-old man that he needs to get up and make his bed. It's going to happen. It happens every day. That is leading. That is absolutely leading. Now, you have to choose the type of leadership that you are going to employ while you are leading at that level. Okay? Corrections has a storied history, not a good one, but a storied history of leading through intimidation and violence. That is not where we need to be. That is not where we are anymore in corrections. Choose to lead by a much better method. As a captain, I have to lead at a completely different level than a dormitory officer. But I have found some of the best run dorms are being led through compassion. Some of the best run dorms are being led through positive reinforcement. It sounds counterintuitive. Now, always we have to be ready for the negative. We always have to be ready for the inmates that are going to be seeing the compassion and the positive reinforcement as signs of weakness and try to manipulate or take advantage of staff. We have to understand that there are certain inmates, and the percentage is getting lower with each passing year that I work in corrections. But there are certain inmates that respond to nothing but negative reinforcement. It's a sad state of affairs. Okay? You try to be nice to them, and there is no being nice to them. They are just mean. And they respond to nothing but negative reinforcement. I have dealt with several of them in my career. I actually had an inmate tell me one time that when I told him, we're conducting a search, have a seat on your rack, we'll get to you in a minute, he asked me if I was going to kill him. I said, no, that's not my plan. He says, well, if you're not going to kill me, then we're wasting our times because I'm going to kill you. He didn't respond to compassion. He didn't respond to positive reinforcement. All he responded to was negative reinforcement. Unfortunately, you're going to encounter that, but by and large, if you lead through compassion and positive reinforcement, but still keep the boundaries of you are an inmate and I am an officer, then leading at the level of an officer is a rather easy thing to do. Now, as you go up in the Department of Corrections, as you go up in our profession, it's kind of like you're walking up a staircase backwards. As you move up to sergeant, you have to take a step back and let that officer do the job that you used to do. As you step up to lieutenant, you have to take a step back and let those sergeants do the same job that you used to do. As you move up, you move back, because you have to let the people that you supervise do their job. As a captain, I can tell you right now, I can't do it all. There is no way that I can do everything. None. I have sergeants that supervise dorms, and I have officers that are assigned to work in those dorms. The officers lead the population. The sergeants lead the officers. I lead the sergeants. The majors and colonels, in turn, lead me and the rest of the captains that work there. As you step up, you have to step back. Because if you, and I had somebody explain this to me one day, if you are not willing to allow that staff member to fail, then you are not allowing that staff member to grow. If you have a sergeant that you know cannot write a report that sounds anything like English, the English language, and you are constantly writing that report. You get the input from the sergeant. You know exactly what happened. The sergeant's sitting right there with you. You're writing the report for him, and he's just saying, yes, this is what happened, that's what happened, that's what happened. That sergeant will never learn how to write a report. You're not helping that sergeant. You're hurting him. If he brings you a report that sounds like, honestly, sounds like a fifth grader wrote it, and it's not because they're not intelligent, it's not because they're stupid, it's because they don't write reports. That's not their strong suit. What are you doing to help that sergeant if you or somebody else writes that report for them? You're not. You're hurting them. They're never going to grow. They're never going to grow to the next level. Something else that I've always been told, this leading at your level bit, when you lead, when a sergeant leads an officer, that sergeant is leading that officer to eventually replace him. Okay, when a lieutenant or a captain leads a sergeant, they are leading that sergeant to eventually replace them, to do the job that they are doing. When the colonel and the major lead me, they are eventually, they're hoping that I will replace them, or at least get up with them. They're teaching me to do their job. They're training me to do their job. They're leading me to their position of leadership. If they were not willing to do that, whenever I do make the rank of major, I would be lost. I would be, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because I was never trained. I was never allowed to do the job that I am now expected to do. So, leading at your level, now, you have to lead the people that are following you to replace you. That is part of leadership. Okay. Sorry about that. Lead at your level does not mean that you just stay in your lane and you're there. You aspire to be better. Okay. The people above you should be leading at their level too, and they should be leading you to their level. Otherwise, and I've said this in several videos prior, if we're not leading the people that follow us to eventually replace us, what we're going to leave is a legacy of failure. I don't want my name tied to a legacy of failure, so I'm going to do everything in my power to teach the people that I supervise how to do my job at least as good, if not better, than I do it. Folks, that's all I got for this video. Lead at your level does not mean stay in your lane. Lead at your level means to lead where you are, but aspire for greater things. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications and subscribe. Please subscribe. You hit the bell for notifications so you're notified when I post new videos. Got that backwards. Sorry about that. Make sure you leave some comments, folks. Engage with me. I want to hear your comments. Okay. As always, there's no place for domestic violence in this world. If you are the victim or you know a victim, 1-800-799-SAFE. Domestic violence hotline. The other people on that phone will have tools, resources, and abilities to help you. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. If you know the abuser, make sure you say something to somebody. The worst thing you can do is nothing. And if you are the abuser, there is help for you too. All you have to do is understand that you need it and then ask for it. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. This is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. I'll see you on the next video.